There's a hidden force in money that doesn't just grow, it erupts, but only once you cross a certain threshold, a level where dollars stop acting like paper and start behaving like living organisms multiplying in the dark. And that force is compounding, but not the basic compounding you hear in every motivational video. No, this is the stage where large sums bend the rules of time and make money accelerate in ways most people will never experience. Because here's the truth, the early phase of compounding is painfully slow. It feels like waiting for grass to grow. You put in money, you wait, you see small returns, maybe a few dollars, maybe a few percentages, and it feels like nothing is happening. And that's why most people quit before the real magic even begins. But the game flips the moment the base gets big enough, because when $10,000 grows 10%, you see $1,000. When $100,000 grows 10%, it's $10,000. And when $1 million grows 10%, that's $100,000 appearing in your account without you lifting a finger. And that's when compounding stops being a math formula and starts being an unstoppable avalanche rolling downhill, pulling everything in its path. And here's the strangest part. This acceleration doesn't just create wealth, it creates time freedom. Because when your assets throw off enough returns, you start to realize your life is no longer tied to your labor, your hours, or even your choices. The money itself becomes a machine, like a silent employee working 24/7 without breaks, without sleep, without complaints. And the larger the engine, the louder it roars. But here's where most people miss the plot. They think compounding is just about stocks or savings accounts. But the truth is, it's a mindset and a system. Because when you build businesses, networks, or even skills, they compound too. Your reputation compounds, your knowledge compounds, your decisions compound. And when all those layers stack on top of each other with financial capital as the fuel, that's when wealth feels like it's exploding in fast forward. And the danger is that if you stay too small, if you only ever play with pocket change, compounding feels like a myth, like a fairy tale. But once you stack enough capital, you see the difference between crawling and flying, and it almost feels unfair. Because those with bigger sums accelerate faster than those just starting. Yet that unfairness is also the opportunity, because it shows you why building the base, no matter how small, is critical. Every dollar you save and invest is a soldier you're sending into battle. And when you have a small army, you win small fights. But when you have a massive army, the war tips in your favor without you even showing up. And history shows this everywhere. From Rockefeller reinvesting oil profits until he controlled an empire, to modern billionaires letting capital run in loops until it snowballs beyond imagination. And this is why compounding is a rich man's game disguised as a poor man's dream. And because while everyone is told, start early, the real shift happens when you reach that tipping point. The point where money stops trickling and starts gushing. And it's not just numbers on a screen, it's psychology. Because the moment you see 6 figures or 7 figures compounding, your brain changes, your risk appetite changes, your patience changes. You play a different game entirely. And most people outside that threshold can't even grasp how different the rules feel. So if you're sitting there thinking compounding is boring or slow, ask yourself, have you crossed the line where growth stops being arithmetic and becomes exponential? Because that's the line where wealth explodes, and only those who push long enough to reach it ever see it with their own eyes. And the secret you're not told in school or in basic financial videos is that compounding is not just about money, it's about scale. And once scale kicks in, money doesn't grow, it multiplies, it erupts, and it bends reality in your favor, leaving you with the question, will you keep quitting before the explosion, or will you push until your money stops crawling and finally starts flying?